Welcome back, everybody. This is Catching Up with Cassie J. If this is your first time watching me, I am going to apologize in advance for being late on these reviews. I normally review on Tuesdays, Wednesday at the latest for Monday shows, but for those of you who did not watch my other video, I had a car accident and a funeral in the past 2 weeks, which has delayed me. So I apologize in advance, but I am here to catch up. Hence the title of the show, Catching Up with Cassie J. I am here to do the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the first two episodes of the new season. So we're going to get into it. Atlanta is one of my favorites of the franchise. I am also doing Miami. I'm going to do that one next because that one ended. We're going to wrap that on up. But this one, Atlanta, started off Eva's birthday. So Eva has grown up. She is not the little girl we used to see from the very beginning. So she had an African themed birthday party. I was so happy to see everybody there getting along. I like when they add those types of, I guess you can say, events and segments into the show. The drama's all great and everything, but you like to have those moments to show that there is more to life and that these people don't fight all the time. So, party was great. Everybody came. Everybody was getting along. We're not going to talk about the little drama and pettiness inside because we're going to have Eva's party as a good thing. We're going to check that off. So, Scrap and Bambi. Scrappy. Because I forgot. Scrap De Leon apparently is going to be on here according to the lineup. Scrappy and Bambi. So they went and visited Mama D. Mama D has some medical issues this season. So she had a kidney stone that ruptured in her bladder and it caused an infection to get into her bloodstream. So she's going through a series of surgeries. She had another surgery that was coming up. And they told her that because of what happened to her, she has to stop drinking. For somebody that's an alcoholic, that is serious for them. It's an addiction. So you're telling me that I have to stop something that I have become accustomed to doing. But if it's life or death, you would think that that's, not something that you would struggle with. But again, if it's something that you have become accustomed to, it's like a part of your life, you'll be surprised how hard it is to break the habit that you've become accustomed to. So, Miss Sierra, she is facing some court cases. Not some. She is facing not some, just one. A court case against Shooter's baby mama. So apparently Miss Sierra out here fighting in the club funeral. Who fights somebody at a funeral? That's usually a sad occasion for some, but you know how they tell you at funerals, this is not going to be a sad occasion, you guys. We're going to celebrate their life. We're going to be happy. We're going to talk about the good times. We're going to do that. Nonetheless, I don't see where there would be a reason for you to be fighting. But apparently, Miss Sierra was fighting. And she beat up she got into a fight with Shooter's pregnant baby mama. That was the real issue, that the lady was pregnant. Allegedly. And Sierra has asked Shooter to be a witness for her. More so a character witness, because Shooter is saying, I didn't see nothing. So I can't be your eyewitness to something I didn't see. And she's like, well, let the courts know that I'm not crazy, but your baby mama is. Your baby mama's been stalking me. Your baby mama's been at me. Let them know that she's been trying to get to me, not the other way around. She said, I'm not doing it. He said, I don't spend my time in court. And I told myself, if I get out of this court stuff with my son, I'm never going back to court. So she was like, I'm the mother of your children. and I need you, and you telling me because of a personal decision that you don't made up in your head, you not gonna come to me? He said, nope, I can't do it. Okay. That was his decision. That was his choice. What are we gonna do? Now, Jock and Kendra, they still planning their wedding. They still planning their happily ever after. Kendra has been decided that she didn't want no kids. That was the issue for them last year. But she wants to make sure she don't have no kids. Because she don't told Jock, you need to go get a vasectomy. Jock was like, okay, I'll consider it. Until he went in there and seen what they was gonna do. Then he really was like, I don't want to do that. I really do want to know, for the men folks, because there's a woman who does things preventative at times to prevent herself from getting impregnated. You always want us to do everything in the book to not get pregnant. I mean, even if it means having surgeries and so on and so forth. But why y'all don't want to go? Y'all's is much easier. But y'all don't want to go in there and do it. Why? Just want to know. Inquiring minds wonder. But Kendra just was like, you have too many kids already. We don't need to take no chances at all. Period. Now, Rashida and Kirk, they have opened up their restaurant, Frost Bistro. And Rashida was talking about how, we got the kids in here working, but the kids is not taking it serious. Like, they're not acting like employees that we would have interviewed and hired to do a job. They are acting like this is my parents' restaurant and, I'm a Frost. They're not taking this serious like this is going to be one day their business that we're handing down to them. They're not taking pride in their job and in what we're trying to leave them as a legacy. And, Kirk's kind of like, I guess you need to handle that. And it's like, Kirk, this is not just my kids, these are our kids. We need to handle this. Kirk be having that nonchalant attitude about stuff sometimes, and it just irritates the shit out of me. Anyway, so then Rashida was like, well, can I get some props for, the business decisions that I have made that have been successful? Like, press, you doubted it, but look at it. It's the money maker. It's been holding the family down. He said, yeah, except for Press Houston. She was like, well, we're working on that. And then he's brought up how her mama, was supposed to have been managing it, but then find out your mama over here doing her own little side business. So Miss Charlene has started her own plus size line, but she was using Rashida's vendors without telling her. And I think that was the big problem. I don't think they had a problem with her doing her own business. It was just the fact that you're going to do it and use our people and resources and you didn't tell me about it. And she was like, I don't want to talk about that right now. We'll talk about it later. So Sierra BK joined Little Scrappy, and Bambi. They go ice skating to try to, basically do some couple things. And Sierra was, she had an emotional moment. She basically had a breakdown when she was telling Bambi about what was going on with her case and having to deal with all of that, and that Shooter wasn't being supportive. And she was scared because she was like, I might be going to jail and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have anybody in my corner. The only person that she has in her corner right now is Carly Red, because she was like, Carly Red was there with me, so she was there for everything. She knows exactly what happened. So Carly Red is supposed to be a witness for her. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. So Rashida and Kirk, They are celebrating their 20th year anniversary. While they're there, some things happen. So Jock and Stevie and Scrappy are talking about the vasectomy. He was like, went to the doctor. You know, what you guys think about that? Like, do y'all think that if I do it, am I still a man, or am I less than a man if I do it? What's y'all feeling on it? Scrappy was like, yeah, man, if you do that, you ain't got no sting in it no more. You ain't really a real man. You are still a man. It's not that they're not cutting it off. Like, is that what it is? Y'all feel like if y'all do it, then it's... When you got 12 kids, Jock, I feel like... Why would you want to take a chance? Stevie, you ain't too far behind. Y'all should probably go together. So, Sierra talks to Carly and was just like, I really need your help with this court case. You was there. I need you. And Carly was like, no problem. I got your back. Despite everything she has going on in her life. She said, I'm going to be there for you. She was like, great. Thank you so much, friend. Wonderful. Now, the last situation that happens is Akbar and Alexis Sky. Alexis Sky is what I call a franchise hopper. She has went from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood to Love and Hip Hop New York. And now she's down here to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Mama has to keep a check, I suppose. So she is here, and she comes in, and Rashida's looking, and she was like, now I invited Akbar, but I did not invite Alexis Sky. What is she doing here? And she was like, hey, Akbar. Akbar was like, hey. And then she's watching, and she sees, I did not say Alexis or Alexa. So, she's sitting there, and she's watching Alexis walk around, and she's looking at her go over there to where the other ladies are sitting. And next thing you know, she sees her take off her shoes. Now you're sitting here, Rashida, and you're watching her do this. You're not bothering to get no security. You're not bothering to tell nobody. Go over there and get her. If you are in a club, a party, and somebody starts taking off their shoes, usually that means one or two things. I'm about to get on the dance floor and start dancing and my feet hurt, or I'm about to start some mess. And the fact that she just walked in, she hasn't been up on her feet too long for her feet to be hurt and she want to dance. She about to fight. You let it happen. And surely enough, that's what happens. She takes her shoes off, and next thing you know, she says, Carly. Carly looks over, and then it's mayhem. They both going back and forth. They yelling at each other. Nobody know what they yelling about. Nobody know what's going on. Then next thing you know, Akbar trying to walk her out, and she's like, I'm so sorry, girl. I did not know that this is what she was coming for. I thought she was just coming to be a guest, get us a couple little drinks, sample some food, and we was going to have us a good little cute time. I'm so sorry. So Mama D goes in for her surgery. Carly Red tells the ladies to meet her at a funeral home. At this point, everybody's like, oh my God, who died? I did too when I seen it. I was like, somebody done died. But that's not what happened. When ladies get to the funeral home, Carly Red is telling them, I got married. This is my 1 year anniversary, and I'm burying my marriage. So, Mimi was like, to clear this up, you're telling me that nobody died, right? Said nobody died. So she was a little relieved that nobody died, but then she was a little upset because she said she doesn't like playing with death like that. She's like, we don't do that. It was like, just, that wasn't, you should find another way to express yourself. But it's your moment. We're going to let you have it. So she was letting them know the trauma that she had been going through in her marriage, and how Mo had prostitutes in her bed. She showed them pictures, and then it started showing like clips of when he was telling her that, she had a curfew and all kind of stuff. And it was stuff that we had seen last year. And they had made jokes about it last year, how they was like, well, girl, did you call Mo? Because we know you got a curfew. And, she made it seem like it wasn't that serious last year. But come to find out that it really was a serious situation. So we were introduced to light skinned Keisha. She was making a video, visual arts presentation at the Trap House. Jock was doing like a radio press for it. Shekinah was there in support, and they got to talking about Scrappy and saying how they had, like, her and Scrappy and Light Skin Keisha had worked together before. They did a song, but it never got released because Scrappy put it up on his social media, but then took it right back down. And basically trying to say that it was because of Bambi, that he acts different when Bambi's around. And alluding to the fact that Bambi must have an issue with her. So Sierra goes to court. And Shooter comes to court, but tells her, I'm not coming in. I'm just here for emotional support outside of court. Of course, Sierra gets upset and was like, get on then. I don't need you here. Why would you even show up if you're not going to come in? I don't need you outside. I need you inside. If you're not coming in, I don't need to see your face because all you're doing is upsetting me. So BK was like, I understand. I get what you're doing. I'm glad you came to at least show your face. Sierra's like, why? It ain't doing me no good out here. Like, so she's upset that he came. And then Carly Red was running late. She done got stuck in traffic. And she's running around trying to find her. She's calling Sierra, but at that point, Sierra already done went into the courtroom. So she ends up missing her. Like, she doesn't show up on time. But Sierra did get a continuing from her for her case. So the lawyer does get more time to get the case together for her. Now, Akbar and Sky have a play date with their kids. Akbar has gotten custody of all of her kids. That was something she was trying to do last year. So I was happy to see that. Well, she let Sky know that what you did at the party wasn't a good look for you or for me being with you, because I'm not trying to get caught up in drama. I'm trying to secure my bags to keep my kids. And you doing that doesn't look good for me, being around you. You don't need to be fighting with nobody. And what was you even fighting about? And she was like, it was over Mo. And she was like, oh my God. Like, you fighting over a dude? And she was like, no, you don't understand. He stole money from my family. And she was like, Carly Red said that she was going to spit on my mama. So, it's on sight when I see her. That's why I did that. Okay. So, you want to fight Carly Red because she said she was going to spit on your mom. I feel like it was more to that. Like, I don't feel like, why would Carly Red just say, I'm going to spit on your mom out of the blue? It's a hole in that story. We're missing something. Now, Scrappy and Jock go to visit Mama D. On the way to visiting Mama D, we hear the story about why was Jock driving an Uber. Because there had been out on social media jokes about it, talking about, Jock driving an Uber. What is he doing? He was like, yeah, I know you guys heard about me driving an Uber. He was like, but this is the thing. I ain't no stranger to working hard. I keep me a job or two. So, it was something he did. He said it was a quick little gig. He made him some money and he got out. Like, no big deal. Now, on the way over there, he did ask Scrappy about what was his working relationship with Light Skin Keisha. And he told him, yeah, we did a song, but things happen. And he was like, wifey was like, yeah, I don't I don't trust old girl. She did some dirty stuff with my friend girl, and my friend girl was dating dude. Next thing you know, she come around, and next thing you know, that's her dude. So, I got to make sure I keep things straight at the house. He was like, okay, that's all I wanted to know. They get over there to see Mama D. Mama D let Scrappy know. I'm trying to let Jock know that she's wanting to plan a surprise birthday party for Scrappy. Great. Bambi and Sierra, they get together. Sierra's trying to plan a party because, to be honest with you, I don't even know what the reason is for. She was saying because of her freedom, but she not really free yet. You kind of out on borrowed time for now. But okay, any reason to party. But she was getting these thought outfits together. Like, she was like, it was stripper type outfits. I mean, I don't know what was happening. It was just a reason for them to get together and sit down and talk about Carly Red did not show up for her. That's all it was. She just wanted to talk to her and tell us Carly Red didn't show up for her. She was upset. And she wanted to let her know that she had heard through the grapevine that Carly Red really didn't want to testify anyway. And then they brought up the whole light-skinned Keisha situation. And that's when we found out that why Bambi didn't like her. So that's all that situation was for. It was just a setup for a conversation. And Alexis, Sky, and Carly Red talk at the boxing ring, out of all places. And she was like, yeah, Mo stole money from my family. And Carly Red told her, well, your family or whoever you had sent after him come and robbed us, held me at gunpoint, beat him up, took all the stuff that we bought. She was like, we was in the mall shopping. We done went and bought Gucci, Prada, Fendi. We done spent all this money buying all these designer clothes and stuff. And they came and took all that, held me up at gunpoint, put a gun in my face. And Alexis Scott was like, I didn't know that. And I'm just sitting here looking like, what is happening on this show right now? She said, you just got to understand, he took all this money from me, from my family. And if I would have known that they was going to do something like that, I would have never had that happen. I didn't know they did that. Okay, let's just say let's just play along with this. If you have family members that are on that level that'll do stuff like that, and you say, hey, cuz, this dude stole money from me. If they are that type of person, why would you not think that they would pull some guns out on somebody? You gotta be smarter, honey. You gotta think about it. Why would you not think that? So, I guess you can say they kind of cleared the air of each other. Whatever. Now, at Sierra's party, Sierra tells Rashida that she has this court thing going on. Rashida had no idea that this was going on. So she was like, I'm sorry to hear that, girl. Let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. And she was like, well, Carly was supposed to come and testify, but she didn't even show up. She was like, I heard that she didn't want to. I heard that her lawyer advised her not to get involved. So, of course, Carly shows up, and she was like, hey, I'm sorry. So Rashida asked her, why did you not tell me about what was going on with Sierra? And she was just like, I got other shit going on in my life. Like, she was like, I tried to come and be supportive of her, but she told me the wrong court. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I heard otherwise. I heard you just didn't want to come. She was like, but I heard it got, continued anyway, so it's not like I missed anything. I'll be there for the next one. So Sierra walked off. She was like, whatever. I'm just walk off. I'm not going to do this with you. Carly continued to talk to Rashida and was like, she doesn't support me. She's not a good friend to me like I'm to her. She's not there for me like I am for her. I've had events and she's not there. I see her post on her social media taking pictures with Stevie, and that's when Sierra was like, I see her talking about me. I can read her lips. She's talking about me taking pictures with Stevie. Let me go over here and address her. She's not going to lie on me. She's like, I hear you talking about me saying I'm taking pictures with Stevie. I was taking pictures with Stevie because we was at court. We have the same lawyer. That's why I was taking pictures with him. It wasn't like I didn't come to an event for you because I didn't want to support you. It was, I just happened to run into him. So they argued and they going back and forth. And then Carly was like, okay, well, keep that same energy because I know you need me. She was like, I don't need you. I have a good lawyer, so I don't need you. Don't think for 1 second I need you. You don't have to be there. And she was like, okay. She said, listen, I already got one case. Don't have me have to catch another one. And next thing you know, Sierra mushes her in the face. And now they're fighting. And I'm just like, again, you guys see stuff escalating. And I don't understand why nobody tries to de-escalate stuff before it just gets too far out of hand. I mean, I will say this time they were trying to interject a little bit, but it's like y'all need to start pushing folks away quickly. But yeah. This is we're gonna see how this season goes. I'm here for it all as usual. I am excited to see Atlanta back. I'm not excited to see all of the cast members that are on here. Like, I was not happy to see Alexis Guy. I wasn't too excited to see Mimi or Stevie J just because I'm just over them. But we'll see how it goes. I will be here to review it. Like I said, I'll be back on schedule. And I'm about to put out the next video.